with your family members. So I am Rakesh Kumar, social science teacher. So today I am going to start our chapter Physical Features of India. Chapter 2, class 9th, Geography. So today we will discuss about the physical features of India. Students, on our planet Earth, we found different type of physical features. Somewhere we found mountains, somewhere we found plains, somewhere plateau, coastal plains, and somewhere we found deserts. All these are called the physical features, different physical features. So today we will discuss about all these physical features that we find in our country. You know, India is also known as subcontinent. Why India is called as subcontinent? What is the reason behind this? Subcontinent, a continent covering or having all these physical features, the same physical features we found in our country, in India. We have mountains also, like Himalayas, Aravalli, Eastern Ghats, Western Ghats. We have plains also, northern plains, plateau also, that is known as peninsular plateau, coastal plains, eastern coastal plains, and western coastal plains. And we also have Thar desert. So we found all these kind of physical features only in a single country, in our country, India. That's why India is also called as a subcontinent. Okay. So, but one question comes here. What is the reason behind the formation of all these physical features? First of all, in this lecture, we will discuss the reasons behind the formation of physical features. So, in your previous classes, you have discussed, you have studied about some endogenic or exogenic processes. Endogenic processes or forces, those who work inside the earth. Out of them, one is plate tectonic. The plate tectonic process that is responsible for earthquake, volcanic eruption, and folding and parting. And second is exogenic force or exogenic processes. In exogenic forces, wind, water, glacier, oceanic waves, all these are responsible for the erosional activities, transportation, and depositional activities. So, first of all, we will discuss about the plate tectonic process, the process that is given in the chapter. So, first of all, we will discuss about the plate tectonic process. Plate tectonic process. What do you mean by plates. The question comes first here. What is the plate? Dear students, you know, our earth crust is divided in some lithospheric plates. For example, this is our earth and this is the crust of earth. Our earth crust is divided in some parts or in some lithospheric plates, and these plates are responsible for the plate tectonic process. How these plates are responsible? What they do? These plates are responsible because they move in a particular direction with a particular speed. So, what is the plate tectonic process? When the movement occurs in these, when movement occurs in these means lithospheric plates, that is called plate tectonic process. For example, this is our earth crust, and this earth crust is floating over the semi-molten magma. Here downside it is semi-molten magma. So, if two plates move towards each other, for example, these are two different plates and they are moving towards each other, they make a convergent boundary. If two plates moving in a different direction or apart from each other, they form a divergent boundary. Divergent boundary. And some plates, they move horizontally to each other. They pass horizontally to each other. This plate is moving this side and this plate is moving this side. So here the boundary that occurs or formed by these two plates, that is called transform boundary. So let's recall this again. Our earth crust is divided in some lithospheric plates, and these lithospheric plates are 15 in total numbers. Out of them, 7 are major and rest are minor plates. So when these plates moves from their places, they are responsible for plate tectonic process, or we can say the movement in the lithospheric plates is called plate tectonic process. And this plate tectonic process is responsible for three different kind of boundaries. Which boundaries? When two plates move towards each other, they form convergent boundary. And now, why we are studying this convergent boundary? Because these two plates are responsible for the formation of fold mountains. How? For example, this is plate A and this is plate B. When these two plates move towards each other, then on their merging point, what happens? This plate B, it moves upward side, and this plate moves downside. And fold develops here in this part. And these folds are known as fold mountains. So that's why this convergent boundary is responsible for fold mountains. Example, Himalayas, Rocky and Andes mountains in North and South America, and lot of other examples. Second, the divergent boundary. In this process, these two plates are moving in a different direction. Plate A moving this side and plate B moving this side. So what happens? The magma comes out through this area. And when magma comes out, it joins with the margins of these plate boundaries and it increases the lithospheric plates, or it increases the margins of lithospheric plates. And the third one, the transform boundary. When these two plates, plate A or plate B, they are horizontally passing to each other, and between their area they form transform boundary. So all these three boundaries, convergent, divergent and transform, they are responsible for folding, faulting or volcanic or earthquake activities. So that's why we have different kind of physical features on our earth. Or in the same way, we can say, due to these different type of boundaries, we have different types of physical features in our country also. So dear students, we discussed today only about the plate tectonic process. So I think that is enough for today. If you have any query or any question, so you can leave message in my YouTube channel, in my account, or you can leave your message in WhatsApp group also. Okay students, see you next. Goodbye.